Hi, and welcome back to this Thursday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. I want to talk about Tim Tebow and take your calls. We'll spend some time taking your calls over the rest of this hour. 888-589-8840 is the number to call, 888-589-8840. We're trying to hook up with Jim Stanley, who's Director of Operations here at American Family Radio for both the inspirational side and the talk side. He is in Peru delivering shoeboxes for Operation Christmas Child. And so we wanted to bring him on if we can get him. He's down in Peru, so obviously connections can be problematic down there. And he's there delivering some of the shoeboxes that you graciously filled for these children in these impoverished places in the world. He's there delivering them on behalf of AFA and AFR. And we wanted to hook up with him and get sort of a on-the-spot, on-the-scene report from Jim. And if we can make contact with him, we can make a connection, we'll just break into what we're doing and bring him on. But I wanted to talk about the situation with Tim Tebow and his decision to withdraw. Now, Dr. Robert Jeffress has been a guest on this program. Dr. Robert Jeffress has a program on this network called Pathway to Victory. It airs every day from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., Monday through Friday, here on the AFR Talk Network. In fact, Robert Jeffress on my radio program at Values Voters Summit last year was the first place where he used the cult word to refer to Mormonism, talking about Mitt Romney. Robert Jeffress had endorsed Governor Rick Perry. He introduced him to the Values Voters Summit and then came on my program after Rick Perry spoke, and we were talking about the candidates, and he indicated that that was an issue for him, that Mitt Romney was a follower of a religious tradition that from a strictly theological standpoint, from a biblical standpoint, it's unorthodox. It's outside the bounds of Christian historic orthodoxy and therefore meets the definition of a cult. And of course, you're aware of all of the firestorm that rained down on his head as a result. Now, and we'll get back. We've got Jim Stanley with us on the phone, so we'll come back to the Tebow situation, Robert Jeffress, after we finish chatting with Jim. Jim Stanley, Director of Operations here at American Family Radio, both the inspirational side and talk side. Jim, welcome welcome to us as you are there in Peru.
Well, good afternoon, Brian. It's good to be with you. I have the privilege of being here with Operation Christmas Child, Ministry of Samaritans First. It's what they call a partner trip. And what they have are folks from all over the country, from the United States, who are partners in one way or another, be it Lifeway Christian Books, or there is another guy that's here whose trucking company actually helps deliver and pick up all the gifts in the States and get them to Boone, North Carolina. So there's a lot that goes on, and there's another gentleman who actually helps with some of the shipping containers to get them to their destination.
Well, it's been an exciting partnership for us here at AFR over the last several years to partner with Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child. And, you know, one of the things, Jim, we spent a lot of time in the fall encouraging people to get these shoe boxes, go shopping with their kids, fill up these shoe boxes with hygiene items and gifts items and so forth like that. And then they deliver them, and then they never see them again, and oftentimes they don't hear about them. And so I think it's kind of it's terrific that we've got the opportunity to kind of close the loop on that for our listeners and let them know that, no, these shoe boxes, they do get to the field. They are delivered to children that need them and want them.
Oh, they absolutely are, and believe me, the kids do want them. They're very excited about them. Here in Lima, Peru, they've already delivered 200,000 shoe boxes just to different regions. And we have been very blessed to go to some of the local churches here on the outskirts of Lima, because Lima is Lima itself, of course, is a very modern city. But within 10 miles, 5 miles, you can just find absolute destitution and poverty. And so the opportunity to go to these local churches, in fact, the one we visited earlier today, Brian, has only been there for 7 months, and we had the opportunity to minister to 80 kids. It was incredible.
Wow. So, Jim, as you've watched the faces of these kids as they receive these boxes, as they open these boxes, what do you see?
Well, I have to tell you, Brian, it's been amazing. And the boxes that have the most impact are the boxes where people have included letters they have taken and they've put a letter in the box, and the child goes up to one of the interpreters and gets them to translate the letter for them, into their language, be it here in Peru where it's Spanish, or be it in other parts of the country, in China, where they would have a Chinese translator. Samaritan's First is an incredible ministry, and to be able to be a part of it has just been really, really a blessing. It's kind of changed my life, not to be spooky spiritual, but I have to tell you, coming from a very comfortable American living, I'm not rich by any means, but I can tell you in all honesty, Brian, that we have no idea of what true poverty is.
Well, and it's certainly encouragement, I think, Jim, because we plan to gear up and do this again next fall, to do Operation Christmas Child again. Last year, Buddy Smith and his wife, Carol, he's our executive vice president, they went to Ecuador, and we spent one of our staff meetings together, devotions, watching some video that they brought back from that event. And just the excitement and the joy and the faces of these children was just kind of amazing. And, you're down in Peru, and it's definitely it's a project that's worth doing again.
Right. I have put some pictures up on Facebook, and I plan on putting more there when I get home. But I have to tell you, Brian, it's one of the things here that we've talked about, even the groups. We have about 5 teams that have been in country this week. And my group, we talked about things that we would like to see, or that we would put in shoeboxes at this point, so that we could take and make a difference, to make them even better than they already are. Kids love the stickers. Kids love the crayons. Kids really do love the letters. There was one child that was thrilled because he had gotten toothpaste. So there's just on the, we think of the trinkets and the toys and seeing the big items, but sometimes it's the simple things. But I have to tell you, the stickers are a number one hit.
Our guest has been Jim Stanley, Director of Operations here at American Family Radio, representing AFA, representing you, this listening audience, and the effort that you made to send these shoeboxes to needy children down in Peru on behalf of Samaritan's Purse and the American Family Association, American Family Radio. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you so much taking time to be with us, and God bless you as you continue to minister love in the name of Christ.
All right. Thanks, Brian. You guys have a great afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Spreading the word. All right.
Jim,
bye-bye.
Thank you. Jim Stanley down in Peru, again, closing the loop on the Operation Christmas Child, the Operation Shoebox project, where these gifts, they actually do get to children that need them. Jim has the delight and the pleasure in our place, on our behalf, of actually witnessing these children as they receive these gifts. We had a guest in studio last fall here on this program talking about his experience receiving an Operation Christmas Child shoebox. And I believe he was 8 or 10 years old at the time. I don't remember exactly. But when he got that shoebox, that was the first gift he had ever received in his entire life. And his life was changed as a result of that tangible expression of love. In every one of these shoeboxes, there is a booklet that explains the gospel of Jesus Christ. So this is not just designed to minister to the body, but also to the soul and to the spirit. So we are going to gear up. We will do Operation Christmas Child again next fall, so plan ahead for that, and we will do it again. Now, I want to get back. I'll finish as we get to the bottom of the hour and take this into the next segment, so if we can shift gears here a little bit, Rob, and we'll carry over.